Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
All right, y'all know
Tell
what
the
time it is.
truth
We live
and
uncut.
shame the devil.
That's what we do here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today we here, those of us living here in Chicago, we have a storm, a winter storm, and it's out here. It's coming down. It's coming down, and traffic is like it's at a standstill right now. And appreciate everybody for tuning in. We just finna come in and have open discussion. We leaving it up to you tonight. We can talk about a number of things. It's the weather. It's like we shut in. The grocery stores are full. Christmas is here, and people robbing, they stealing, and doing all types of things. Oh man, and, carjacking. It's a lot going on, people. It's definitely a lot going on. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. This is live. Again, I want to say to my YouTube family, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share the video. Those of you that's on Facebook with my main base, I appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all already know what this is. This is live, uncut, unedited. And man, we're going into a new year, people. We got less than 10 days, I believe. Less than 10 days going into a new year. And it's going down, people. We bring it in the new year. Christmas is here. And man, it's coming. It's here. All right. What's up, Nathan? I see you. I see you, Nathan. Miss Rogers, good evening. Tammy Taylor, how you doing? All right. Ella Clark, I see you. Virginia Beasley, I see you. Norman Sloan, I appreciate you. Deborah Singleton, Lula D. Hill, I see you. I tell you, that's right, brother Nathan. Much prayer is definitely needed in this day and time. It's a lot going on, people. And y'all know we have to be careful. What we say, where we go. Sunshine, Sky, I see you. Rion Davis, I see you. Make sure you guys share the video, please. We have some great topics here. And every time I go live, that doesn't mean that it's a body laying on the ground. Come on now, people. We got to do better than that. This is a high information of a highway of information we talk about. We share a lot of things with each other. And that's what we do here. There's a lot of information going on. This is the voice of the people. And that's what we try to bring it on, people. We bring professionals on here. We talk. We share things with one another. And that's what we do. I'm getting ready to share my live too as well. Yeah, I'm getting ready to share it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Man, the snow is out here. Some of you guys sitting in the house getting ready to make your Thanksgiving dinner. I tell you. Kim, I see you. Hey, how you doing? JD, I see you. I see you. My YouTube family, I see Money Making Mike. I see you, Money. All right. He said, what's up, Marty? Checking from YouTube. That's cool. I appreciate your money all the way from Arkansas. I tell you, Nathan, I see you again, man. Much love. James Brad, you are selling cars yesterday. Well, I am not selling cars. I'm sharing that for someone. I'm not into selling cars, people. Trust me. Deborah Singleton shared. All right. James Brad, I am not selling cars. I am sharing that for someone. So that's why I'm not taking no response to that, no inboxes. You call that number, they will give you the necessary information. Now, if you want to sell something and want me to get it out there for you, come on and see me. I'll help you out. I believe in sharing some love, but bring some finance with you too as well. Give a brother a blessing. Yolanda Williams, what's going on? I see you. Katie Brown, I see you. I promise I see you. I see you. I see you guys. I tell you, you guys are showing up and showing out tonight. I tell you. Y'all inside the house tonight. Y'all snowed in, huh? Those of us living in out of the state of Illinois. Okay, I'm looking for a caller, 872-297-6389. 872-299-080. I have two lines. If you can't get in on one line, please call the other line. Just as that simple. All right. We have an open discussion tonight. Last 2 nights we were talking about one of the high schools here in the city of Chicago, the University of Chicago Woodlawn chapter charter school. We were talking about that for the last 2 nights. And other night we did talk about freedom of speech. But tonight we have open discussion. We want to talk about anything. If you want to talk about the police, we can talk about it. If you want to talk about missing people, we can talk about it. If you want to talk about election, we can talk about it. We definitely can talk about it because it's some things that we need to know. Religion, we can talk. Aaron Goodman, what's going on? I see you. Melvina Lee, all right, how you doing? How you doing? Samuel Allen, what's going on? Oh, I got a call. I'm sorry. I ain't even recognize it. Samuel Allen. Okay. Tiffany Wilson, what's going on? Hold on. John Bingman. All right. All right. LaShawna, Miss Billington, I see you. Come on, caller. Where you calling from? Hey, caller.
Hey, this is Lula. I'm calling from Chicago.
All right. What's going on? What's on your heart today? We got an open discussion today.
Okay, so what's on my heart today was something that I saw on social media today.
Uh-oh.
Now, one, I knew that this week that 2 police officers committed suicide this week.
2? I know about 1.
I didn't know it was a 3rd one. I found that out today.
What?
Yeah, I saw on another website today, they said that it was a total of 3 that committed suicide this week.
Oh, my God.
A 51-year-old man committed suicide. A police officer, they said he did that at his house, and then it was a lady that was early this week. I didn't know it was 3.
Is it 3 or 2? I know it's.
So
I know about a lady.
The topic. I saw 3 today.
Oh, wow. Wow.
On another somebody page on Facebook.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me say something to that.
And so that is the topic.
But listen, people, and let me just say this to that. My heart goes out to every Chicago police officer. I don't like to see them take nobody's life, and I definitely don't like for them to take their own life. No matter what color you are, don't like that. And suicide is something that we have to start addressing. People, you know, they're under pressure under their jobs. They relationships. They have death and bereavement. And I'm gonna tell y'all, people, this is one of the most, I would say, depression time in the world. You got people out here that lost loved ones early this year, and this was their first Thanksgiving without their mother or their father or their brother or their son or their daughter or uncle or grandfather or grandmother. This is their first Christmas as well without this coming up. And some people just don't know how to cope with life. You know, they drink, they smoke, they pop pills. They say, you know what, I'm finna end it all. I don't want to be here no more. It is crazy, people. And if you're suffering with suicide, please call. You have the suicide hot number. Always call. It's a 24 hotline number that you can call any time of the day. It's called God, Jesus. Get on your knees and pray and ask God to help you. They said, when we was in church, they said, Jesus is on the main line. Call him up and tell him what you want. And I'm not trying to get on here and preach, but I just got to give you, I got to give you what works for me. That's what's worked for me. I'm telling you. And I'm not knocking counseling and the therapist, all that. If it works for you, do it. But I'm telling you what works for me. I tell you. Anything else, sister, you want to talk about that? What's your thoughts about that? What do you think's going on?
It's a lot, and there's so many people that are going through depression and are not talking and are not saying nothing. And some of them feel like if they come to people and say, hey, I have these thoughts, the fear of being judged is the problem with it. Like the fear of being judged with it. Why do you want to do that? Or, that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to kill yourself? This, that, and the other. So it's not being discussed. Like I have people that I always, when I'm talking to people, family, friends, whoever, coworkers, I ask people if they're okay. Now, will they go down that street and say, hey, no, I'm battling this and I'm battling that? You know what I'm saying? We never know what is going on with a person. So it's always that you're supposed to treat a person with kindness, because you never know that kindness that you gave them could stop them from ending their life. You know what I mean? It only takes that one moment, and they already pushed to that edge. They're on the edge already, and that one moment that you take out of your time to be rude to them or mean to them could push them over the edge. That's it. Like we need more love and kindness, and people just are not doing that. Everybody goes on about their life. They go on, and it's always, people say pray for this person, pray for that person. But how about praying for somebody that you don't know? The person you sit next to on the train, you never could know what that person's going through. A person you just see out on the street, just say a prayer for them. You know what I'm saying? Period. It is so much going on that so many people feel like the suicide is the way instead of talking to somebody. When I was growing up as a kid, we never really talked about that. That was never known. Of course, as a child growing up as a teenager, my cousin did commit suicide, and that was my first time ever hearing about that. He had bills, he had kids, and I guess he felt like he couldn't make it, and he killed himself in his home. You know what I'm saying? And I was a teenager when that happened. That was my first time ever hearing about something like that. But now it is the way of the world. That is that's what people feel. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. I'm just going to end it all. And you leaving family members and friends, they just leave behind a lot of hurt with that. It's a lot.
It's a lot going on, people. And I'm quite sure everyone that's on the sound of my voice is watching or listening. You probably had thoughts of suicide once upon a time in your life. And people are, let me just say this. It's a street term that we say, all goodbyes ain't gone. And, and all closed eyes ain't sleep. So, all smiling faces not happy, people. Right. I tell you, you don't know what people are going through their life. People are carrying childhood trauma in their adult life because it wasn't properly dealt with in the child stage. I tell you, it's some things that right now that we're battling in our mind that happened when we was teenagers, even when we was babies. It happened. It was done to us. Some of us been violated and told to be quiet, hush it up, don't say anything. This thing is real, people. It is real.
And it's real, and it's very, very sad. Right. Like the guy that committed suicide, that was the DJ that was on TV. When I saw that on Wednesday when I got to work, I was outdone because I was like, whoa, like this can't be true. That touched the whole world because everybody knew of him on Ellen. They knew. You know what I'm saying? They knew about him. They knew that he danced because he and his wife had all these TikTok videos. And so we all knew about him. He was a common name through our households. Whether you talked about him here or there, you have seen the video, you knew who they were. And for that to happen, he not too long ago turned 40. They had their 9th anniversary a few days ago. Like, I was just outdone. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, let me be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe that one was suicide. Something up with that one, but I'm gonna leave that alone. That's a whole.
It said they did.
Go ahead.
I believe it is, Martin, because they did the autopsy on it, and they said that when they found him, they did find out that it was a self-inflicted from. They found the gun, they found all of that. So I just don't think somebody else had their hand in that. I really believe that he was going through depression like that, and he did it. He committed suicide because his wife said, what I was reading, his wife had called the police and was like, he left, and she hadn't heard from him. He's not answering her calls. He didn't take his car, and wherever they were, it wasn't far from where they lived. That was all in the story. And then they said the maid found him. She went in to do the cleaning, and she found him slumped over, and the gun was over there too. And so they had got a report about a shooting that happened at a hotel, they said. So I don't really think it had anything to do with anybody else. I really feel in my heart of hearts that he committed suicide and he just couldn't take it anymore. He was battling demons, like you said, that did nobody know of. Yeah. Even his wife didn't know. Well, he had that. All of the things he was trying to do.
Well, let me just say this, young lady, and I'm gonna say this: you can't believe everything you hear. Okay, let me just say this, in all due respect. Let me just say this.
True.
Let me just say this: when you live in a world that we're living in, that as being Black, African American, we've been told so many lies. Things have been staged in our lives. We've been told we nothing, we no good, we never be nothing, and we weak and all that. And these people, and when I say these people, I don't like to say these people. That to me, that's like almost like a racial slur. But I'm gonna just say the white supremacists, right? That's what I'm gonna say in that. Okay, excuse me for saying these people. I don't like using that word, but they have set a stage. They got us believing, and I'm not trying to flip the script, that nothing good can come from black people. We're afraid to do business with one another. When we see teenagers walk down the street, we lock our doors. Even I'm guilty of it. When we see people on the trains talking to themselves and all that, listen, a lot of these causes, these medications that they have given these people, we have to ask ourselves a question too. This depression medicine that they're giving, legally assigning our people, will they ever recover from this medicine? Because some of this medicine, you can't just take this medicine and think you're gonna put it down and you're gonna ever be the same. That's not gonna be the case. We're living in an evil world, like real evil world, and we really don't want to talk about it sometimes, but it's real, and that's why I try to bring certain things, make us question certain things. And it hurts me when I see the first black this and the first black that. It's a shame that as a society, we have to say things like that. Like we so proud to make these milestones, and we should be. Let me just say that we should be. But only reason why we have to say it is because we've been locked out of everything that really means something in this life. Am I say now? If you want to talk about individual success, you can be educated. You can get your master's. You can get your doctorate. You can become a lawyer, alderman, whatever you want. You can become it individually. But I'm talking about a body, a group of people, a race of people being successful. And it's not going to happen. And every person that you see in a major position, in a high corporate office, or on a national platform, especially a black man, they're not dominant. They're soft. I'm sorry, they are. They're just soft. I hate to say that. I got another caller, sister. Hold on. 872. Is that?
Okay.
Hold on. You ain't got to hang up. 8742. Where you calling from? Hey, caller, where you calling from? Chicago. What you want to talk about? This open discussion.
Chicago.
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
It was more of a feedback was people were speaking on about people being depressed and all that.
Okay, go ahead, my dear sister.
And
Go ahead.
I was just thinking that I was just thinking that everybody goes through things. It's just how we deal. And sometimes people can't deal with things because they don't have anyone to talk to. They don't have no one to sit there and listen to them, just go on and on. They be scared that people are going to judge them, laugh at them, or talk about them. And then you also have people that base life on money. Like if there's no money involved, they're not happy. And that's a sad way to be because a lot of us wasn't born with it and we surely not going to die with it. And so it's like you have to find something more to be grateful for and happy for. And it can't be materialistic things. It got to be something deep inside of you that makes you want to carry on when things are not so bright or when the light is not shining so bright on you. And so that's why we have to be careful who we deal with, who we bring in our lives, and what we bring in our lives. As long as we wake up every day, it's a chance to see something new, a new beginning. But it also comes within yourself. Like a lot of our issues come from us. It's our choosing. And as I said it before, money can't be your common denominator for happiness. If someone else can make you happy, you got to start with you. Hopefully that the people who are going through something, they see something brighter in the new year, try something different, think differently.
Yeah. Well, let me just say something. I need to call somebody out here. I want them to call in. Rico Thomas, I noticed you making a lot of comments. I'll ask you to call in. If you're a sister or brother, whoever you are, call in. The number is 872-299-0808. Call in the number 872-299-0808. I want to find out what you're doing for our people, for our race of people. Tell me how you are very effective for the race, for the black race. I need to know that. I want you to call in. I want you to be my special guest today. I'm going to give you the platform to tell us, give us the antidote of what we need. You know, everybody got answers, but don't nobody want to call in and share your ideas. You want to get on here in the messenger and just say whatever you want to say. You know, say, come on, call in. Let us hear your voice. Let us know that you're real and you have a real, genuine concern about Black people. Do me a favor, call in 872-299-0808. I don't want to block you. I want you to call in and talk to us since you got the answers. Since you got whatever we need to hear from you. We need to hear from you. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, call in, Rico. Tomorrow, no, hold on, brother. I got the big platform, but I need you to call in and talk on this big platform. Tell me in your own words, what are you doing for the Black race to make this place a better place for Black people, for your children, for the future? You tell me. You tell me. Instead of you always pointing fingers and calling out people's names and stuff like that, give us the antidote. What can we do? Don't get mad at no activists out here that's trying, whether he getting paid or not. Let us see you do something. Show them how it's supposed to be done. And I'm I'm inviting you as my special guest to come on here to call in 872-299-0808. And I'm inviting you on my big platform to talk, to say whatever you want to say. And you don't have to agree with me because, hey, I don't have all the answers. I've never said that I know all and it's my way or the highway. That's not what I get down because I'm still learning. I'm a student of the truth, of knowledge. That's what I'm sorry, ladies, but I just had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother, he making a lot of accusation and he got to come on here. You know, you just tell us what we need to do. You know, everybody got the antidote for what Black people come on here and tell us what to do. You know, I'm tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Black people getting on here talking crazy. Come on and call in and let us hear your voice. Do that for us. I'm going to give you the attention that you want. I'm going to give it to you. Any of y'all want to say anything about that? What I just said, how people always criticizing Black people, what we ain't doing. Well, what are you doing for the Black race? That's all I'm saying.
People gotta
go ahead.
People gotta understand that when it comes to Black people, these are things that it's 400 plus years of oppression, and it's so generation that it's embedded, and it's gonna take long time. You know, people can talk and it sound good, but it's PTSD with our whole race. It was then and it's now. It's a lot of self-loathing. It's a lot of things that's going on that no one can understand until they walk in the shoes of a Black woman or Black man. Because they look at a little piece of a media feed and assume, well, this is all they like to do. No, that's not all they like to do. That's what the camera like to show. Because they always want to pick whatever they want to pick and want you to see what they want you to see and think too. And so it's going to take a lot of things, but other people, and sometimes our people don't even want to discuss those things. It's generational. It's 400 plus years of oppression. How can you clean that up within a few years? Like, Black people ain't been free, and we still not really free. We know you have some Black people, they decide to give a little money to get these things, but they are puppets. They know what not to say. I guarantee you that, or all their money will be gone. That's a very small percentage of rich Black people. That's a very small percentage. We don't own anything besides house, cars, and clothes. We can't buy up a city. You can't buy up a community. You can't buy up a hospital, anything like that, a water system, anything. Like you said, we don't own anything.
We don't own
because they don't want to let us own anything.
And America is for sale, but not for sale for Black people.
Issue.
That's right. We got a new caller, sister. Hold that thought.
It's for everybody having a dream here.
That's right. Hold that thought, sister. All right, 6696. Where you calling from?
Chicago.
All right. What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about mental illness.
Okay. Well, come on.
Mental illness is that a lot of times I'm gonna say I was in that dark place.
Okay.
I was in that dark place for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
During when COVID started,
Mm-hmm.
I got into that dark place. And it took me a long time to get out of that dark place. But this year, it's like when God got me by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to tell me, I got you, Louise. You just have to pray and seek me first. He said, seek me first, and then you do you. Then it's about me. It's not about everybody else, it's about me. Because sometimes you can go into a dark place when you're trying to do everything for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about yourself first.
Yes.
Always yourself first. And when I did that, it was like something, I prayed and it was like something released out of me. And I got my joy back. I got my passion back.
Yes, sir.
You know, so my thing is this, and then it's a type of food that we eat.
Yes.
My
Say
voice is hoarse, but it's a type of food. We got to watch the food that we eat now. You can't be eating all that food. You can't be eating all that meat. You got to let that meat go. You got to fast and pray.
Mm-hmm.
We got to fast and pray, y'all. Sometimes we got to just drink tea. Drink that green tea. Get that lemon tea with just drink some lemon tea. Just drink something that can clean all that stuff out your body. And you'll feel a whole lot better. And drink a lot of water, good water. Good water. You'll feel a whole lot better and get you plenty rest. You got to rest. Because a lot of people ain't sleeping. A lot of people is not sleeping. They're not. They all over the place.
They sleeping, but they not resting.
They not. They think about, I got to buy this person, this person. No, it ain't. Christmas is not about. It's not about. Christmas is about Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Christmas is about sowing a seed. Go outside and sow a seed. Don't feed the birds. Feed a cat that you see. If you see a person with a sign say they need help, give them $1. I seen this man over there in Madison. Over there in Madison. I gave this man $20. And guess what I did? I came back home. And I started straightening up my closet. I started cleaning up my house, y'all. I started cleaning up, throwing stuff out. And I found $20 in my pants pocket. And I didn't know how long that $20 in that pants pocket. See, I know where my blessings come from. I'm going to get my blessings. And that's, you got to sow a seed. A seed is the size of a mustard seed, y'all. It's so small you can't even see it. But once you open your eyes up and you start giving and start being selfish, all your blessings will flow.
Can I say
all that depression will leave, all that stress will leave.
Let me say something on that. And that doesn't mean you go give somebody and you pull out the camera showing you doing a good deed. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're going to do some, give in secret so God can bless you publicly. Am I right, brother? Am I right now? I'm not lying.
That's right.
A lot of us, we do great things. We do great things. Go ahead, brother. You excited. Go ahead and talk.
Right.
Yeah. We do great things. But we always got to shine the camera on what we do when we get at people. Sometimes when we give the Lord a less fortunate people down on their luck, if I may use that term, we don't have to put the camera on them. Don't put the camera on me when I'm in the line getting groceries. Don't put the camera on me when you feed me, and give me, don't do that to me. I might not want nobody to see me.
No, that's right.
And y'all know I like to film and all that, but some things I just got to hold back. Some people want their privacy.
That's right.
It's one thing to not have no food in your house. It's another thing when you go get food, free, somebody bless it, you all on camera. You know what I'm saying? It's another thing to not have gas in your car, but then when you pull up to the gas station to get the free gas, everybody got the cameras. And I'm guilty of it, people. And sometimes we have to step back and think, you know what? Let me just give in secret and just let this blessing flow. Like that brother said, he gave that man $20 and went home, started cleaning up and found 20 in his pocket. And listen, you can't beat God giving. The more you give, the more he gives to us. I tell you. I'm telling you, you can't beat God giving. The brother said it. Go feed an animal. Go feed a bird. Go feed somebody.
Mike.
Go ahead. Brother.
That's right. And Mike, I'm a lady.
I'm sorry.
Voice is hoarse.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so
My
sorry.
voice is hoarse.
Okay.
That's why I didn't want to call in, but
Okay.
God said no. He said call in and tell these people about how I've been blessing you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know how to get a blessing. I know how to get a blessing because I pray, y'all. I'm a strong prayer warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for these people in Chicago. I pray for my cousins. They don't police. A lot of these police officers, I pray for them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I do. You gotta pray for them.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say when they do something or something, say thank you to them.
Mm-hmm.
Say thank you. It don't have to say thank you.
That's right.
And that letting them know you appreciate them being the officer of service.
Mm-hmm. And because the police, they're under a lot of pressure. They're going through a lot of pressure, and I know they've made a lot of mistakes in past, still making. We know we have those road cops, those racist cops, and will lock you up for anything and agitate. We know that, but pray for the ones that's doing right by the community. They need our prayers.
That's right.
They need it. They need it.
Yes.
They need it. I'm telling you, people, being a
My
Chicago police officer,
they do.
it's not an easy job here. This is a bad time in the history to be a police officer, in reality, if I may say that. Because, see, all the ugly things that they have done for hundreds of years is now coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, it's coming out. And I'm not trying to deflect the conversation, but those of police officers that want to do the right thing for the community, pray for them. When you see them, speak to them. They don't hurt to buy them a donut or a coffee. Hey, how you doing, officer? Come on now. Some officer pull you over and give you a break.
Right.
Even nobody can. And they probably can get in trouble.
I got a break.
Yeah,
I got a break. I did. One pulled me over, and my license been renewed since back in September. Okay, of last year. And he said, you know what? I'm going to give you a pass. He said, I'm going to give you a pass. He said, I don't want to take you in there and got to write this up and all that. He said, but you go get them lights. Tell me, God, I'm going to tell you, God got angels around here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He got them around here. He got people that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not black. He was a young white man, man. I'm going to just keep it real. He was. All of them are not bad.
I agree with you on that.
All of them are not bad people.
And I tell
he could have took me in there. He could have took me in there and locked me up.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you definitely could.
He gave me some mercy.
Yeah.
He gave me some mercy. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
He gave me some mercy that day. Yes, he did. God said, that's me. I'm going to tell y'all. See, God is around. Jesus is around. He said, I'm going to come back in the spirit. He said, I'm going to put all my flesh on everybody. And you'll never know when he's there. So be careful how you treat a stranger.
That's it. Listen,
you gotta be careful how we treat people,
listen, I'm gonna go a little further. Be careful how you treat your neighbor and the one that you look at every day. Be careful how you treat them too, as well, because you just might need them. Listen, I used to tell young ladies, I said, let me know if we're still friends or not. So if I see you stranded, I know to stop, or seeing you getting beat up, or I know to keep going or call the police. So 911 will help you. So you got to be careful how we treat people, And we all sensitive. We all want to be loved. We all want to be treated right. But we're not living in that type of world where everybody's going to agree what we're doing. We're going to have people not like us just because of our skin color. We're going to have people like us, not like us because of our income status or our housing situation. You got people hate you because you live in subsidized housing. You got people that hate you because you go to a certain high school. You got people hate you because you what you like in life. You want something in life. You're not participating in gang banging and drive-by shooting and snatching and grabbing. They don't like you because you're not participating in what they want you to participate in. People, this is real. We got enough talkers out here. We need some walkers, I tell you. And those of you that's on this line, just doing all this talking, come on, I invite you, come on this big platform that you say that I have. And listen, what other community activist or crime chaser gonna allow you to come on their live and talk? I'm gonna go further than that. They're not even gonna like your video. They're not even gonna share your video. And if they check your video, they're going to take it and steal it and put their name on it. Oh, I got a new caller in. Hold on, caller. Hold
Can
on.
I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, caller. And I got
Okay.
another caller. Go ahead. Go ahead, say something, caller. Go ahead. Hello? 6696. Go ahead. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
They hung up.
I want to say this. Reverend James Meeks had said something 2 Sundays ago. He said, y'all stop criticizing these young men with these hoodies on their head and their pants falling down. He said, because, he said, seniors, stop criticizing them. He said, because they can tell you something that you don't even know. So we got to listen to all the young people. We can't always say, oh, they better stop doing it. Stop doing that. We got to start listening, and we got to love on them. That's what's missing. Don't nobody say, I love you. I was in the store at Food for Less, and young man, I asked him a question about something. And then I told him, I said, you know what? I love you, my brother. He said, I love you too. And he started ministering to me.
Mm.
See, we got to be careful how we treat these young people. But we got to tell them we love them. I said, I love you, my brother. He said, I love you too. And I gave him a hug.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what's missing. The love. We got to love, y'all.
Mhm.
We got to love. And we got to hug these young people and just say, I love you. And you just don't know how that make them feel so good. And they might just go tell somebody, you know, this lady just hugged me and tell me she loved me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we never know when the last time somebody told them that they love them.
That's true.
If they're not getting it at home, where they going to go? In the streets.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, come on, I got you. I got you, brother. I got you. I love you, my brother. Come on over here. But we don't want that. We want them to have it in the house. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to train up your kids. You got to train them up now. Because I tell my kids,
Mhm.
I got 4 kids. I tell all of them, I love y'all. But before we get off that phone or that FaceTime, I
Mhm.
love you. I
Mhm.
always tell my kids I love them. We always say
Mm-hmm.
we love each other because that's the circle that we have. And can't nobody break that circle. Nobody.
Let me say this, my dear sister.
And we have to pray.
Let me say this. Some of us that's living right now, that's watching me, is probably not going to make it into the new year. And I'm going to say this. Some of us that's watching this, include myself, put myself in it, we might not make it to New Year, and we might not get a chance to say goodbye to our loved ones before we check out of this world. Because some folks don't get a chance. The brothers and sisters said it, that, hey, we got to tell each other we love each other. Don't get at my funeral talking about how much you love me and you ain't never told me. You ain't never gave me a hug. You never supported me. Don't get on there crying and boo-hoo and all that. I'm telling you, if you didn't rock with me while I was living, don't even come to the funeral of mine and say nothing over me. I mean it too, every bit of it though. Have you ever seen a person at a funeral and you know they wasn't no good to the person that's laying in the casket, but they crying, hollering, and boo-hooing. And when you had the opportunity to love on them, you didn't do it. So don't fall in love with people that's not here no more. You fall in love with the living and not the dead. Trust me. Just like this world, this old ugly world,
That's
y'all killed Martin Luther King. You didn't like some of black people that's living right now today, didn't like Martin Luther King. Some black ministers didn't allow him to come in their pulpit. But now you going on and talking about how great he was. You didn't like him. You didn't like him. You hated his guts. And any information that you can rattle on him, you did it. You said it. Anything, any dagger that you can put in his back, you did it. So this is real, people. Life is real. It's too much hate going on amongst us, brother and sisters. There's too much hate going on. It's hate, 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 hate. And quit doing things for people and putting it on social media and letting everybody know how well you got it going on and all that. Give in secret again. Give in secret. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Don't have me to sit at a bar, you buying me a bottle, a $350 bottle, because you know I can buy you one. No, that's not giving. The secret of giving, you giving to the less fortunate, those that are not in a position to pay you back or do for themselves. That's what you call giving. That's giving. And like the sister said, hey, you got to give. Sow your seed in good soil. In good soil. Now, I'm not talking about giving somebody walk up to you, hey, man, I need $10 so I can get high. No, we don't give into that. Now, you can know a person get high, but that don't mean that you can't give them nothing. Now, if they just coming out and being honest with you, say, hey, I need this, so I can go give me a pack of cigarettes or give me a beer. No, I'm not going to support that. Now, I'll buy you a meal. I might give you something to get something. I'm not going to support that type of behavior. But that's how. All right, I got a new call on there. I'm sorry. New caller, 4438. Where you calling from? New caller.
I'm in Illinois.
Okay, come on, talk to us. What you want to talk about? We got open discussion tonight. Go ahead.
So I just kind of wanted to piggyback on some of the things that you all were saying when we were talking about the mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the biggest things in our community as a Black person, you know, we were raised what goes on in the house stays in the house.
Yes.
And so, as someone mentioned, there's a lot of PTSD because we haven't been able to express it and talk about it. And then it's like, in the Black community, I don't know why we're so afraid of counseling, but it's important and it's needed. But do you notice also that when white people commit these big crimes, the first thing they use is their mental illness because it's on paper. It goes to show they were going to counseling. And that's something that we miss as a community, because in order to proceed and move forward with what everybody is talking about, because everybody have a lot of different points, and we do have to start somewhere. But in order to even start, we have to start there. We have to fix ourselves, because hurt people hurt people. So we're never going to be able to, hit the finish line because we haven't picked the starting point. And then we so against each other. It's like we should be like brother and sister each other. Like we should be closer than close, because we all going through some of the same things. And I know you got some people that, they may have grew up on this side of town, or they may have grew up over here, but none of that matters. Your culture is your culture. And to me, when one of us is affected, all of us is affected. I have a son. He likes to wear dreads. He likes to sag his pants. I don't like it, but that's their thing in this age group or whatever they got going on. Just like we had certain things going on in our age group when I was growing up. I grew up in the 80s. So we had different stuff. We wear our clothes backwards. Y'all remember Chris Cross? And it's like, I understand that part of it, but it's so quick for people to judge us. But we got to start with us. We are judging us, just like Martin said, locking the doors and things like that. I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like I relate a lot to the younger generation. And I'm older. I'm in my 40s. But it's because my personality, I'm laughing and I'm smiling and I'm letting them know I get it. I used to be a bus driver. Okay. I used to drive high school kids, middle school kids. I used to drive special ed kids, kids with autism, all type of kids. And for me, it was just to bring out that silly side. Like a lot of kids, they grew up raising their mother's kids. Like it's a lot of stuff that has happened to Black people that Black people have done to Black people. So when I say we got to start there, we have to start there first. That's like the core. That's almost like somebody saying, I want to change the world. But in order for you to change the world, you got to start within yourself. So fix what's in you, and then you can work on changing the world. But you can't change the world if you don't fix what's in you. So everybody, I was looking at the little Rico person, everybody has something to say about how it should be, but I've never heard anybody say, start with us. Everybody say, oh, we need to do this, or we should get in this, and we should do this, and we should pull back this. We shouldn't buy stuff at the stores here. We shouldn't stop here. What about us? You can't fix nothing till you fix yourself first.
That's right. You got to fix yourself first. Always got to fix yourself first before you can fix anybody
else. And mental health, that's part of fixing yourself, because if you know, and the person knows, I've suffered from depression. They diagnosed me with major depressive disorder. PTSD, and each day it's been different. Some days I feel good, some days I don't. But I continue to push myself, and I took it upon myself to go and talk to somebody. And they got people to talk to that look like us. Because I know some people don't want to talk to somebody. My son was one. He'll say, I don't want to go there. That lady don't know. She don't look like me. She don't understand what I'm going through. Well, they got people that look like you and understand exactly what you're going through and can help you let some of that stuff go. Because you're holding on. It's almost like you're carrying this load of bags, and then you about to go and pick up some more bags. You weighing yourself down. So you can't really be equipped to fight. Just like in the Bible, it tells us to put our whole armor on. So if we're going to put our whole armor on, we got to get prepared, because we got to know what we're fighting, what army we is, but also we got to know when to stand firm and to stand and let God do what God do. But as he said, the videos, everything is recorded now. Nothing is private. Everything is recorded. I don't know if y'all remember, but when I grew up, we weren't telling everybody where we at. We'd be down the block somewhere telling somebody we on another street. These kids, they tell all their business. By one, putting it all on social media. By two, it's like an impressive thing. I got to do this to impress you. I got to do this to impress you. Why do we have to do that with each other? We all are working hard at something. And we all got to start from the bottom. You got to walk before you crawl, no matter what. So why would I try to down the man that I see walking when this is my brother or this is my sister? Why do I hate the person that looks like me more than I hate the person that don't look like me? Not saying that those people, personally did something, because as you know, if I'm born in the 70s, so in the 70s, I don't know anybody that had me in no type of slavery other than the mind, because of what they throw in front of us and take out and don't allow us to, read about. And then the other day, Martin, I was listening to you talk about the freedom of speech. I'm a very vocal person, and I don't have a problem with expressing how I feel about something. And if somebody don't agree, it is what it is. But a lot of people, they are okay with saying it, but then they don't want you to say it. And I feel like we're almost paid and bought to shut up, because you were talking about Kanye and Kyrie. A lot of things that Kanye is saying, I agree with. Some
Me
stuff,
too. Me too.
I'm not sure
I do too.
where he going with it, because so I'm waiting it out. Like I'm letting things
That's
play
how
out.
he reads that Bible. He reads a lot. He reads a lot.
Yep.
He reads a lot.
Yep.
I read a lot too.
Yep.
When you read a lot, you get a lot of wisdom and knowledge. So when you read a lot, you get a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and then you want to just share it with people. And that's all he be doing. He be sharing his knowledge, his wisdom and knowledge. And that's that. And you're supposed to read a lot. When you read, I'm telling you, you get so much wisdom and knowledge, boy, you can feel it. I'm telling you, it's a good feeling to read. We have to read. And that's the thing we got to tell our kids to read too. They got to read. I mean, I'm telling y'all, sometimes we just got to humble ourselves and just read. Read something. And you be amazed at how much it'll fill you up. And you be feeling so good that you can open up and you can share it with somebody else. You can share it with somebody else. But you know what? I was thinking about something else you said. I'm going to tell you something. I'm 59 years old. A lot of stuff is happening. What's going on is a lot of people, your mom used to say, don't you tell nothing that going in this house. We're going in this house, we stay in this house.
Yeah.
I was raised up like that. I was raised up to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. You better not say no, huh? Ain't no, huh? Or what you say? No, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. That's the way I was raised up. But I'm going to say this. In a lot of families today now, a lot of people have gotten so much stuff and they took it and swept it under the rug. And they don't want to talk about it. But guess what? When they go talk to their therapist, you can just sit. She's going to sit there. I see a therapist. She's 29 years old, and I love her. She sits there and she listens to everything.
Just listen. Yep.
Just listen. And you know what? She loves me, and I love her so much. Because her father's a minister. Okay? My big, that's what she said. Well, I'm so glad I have you as a patient. She told me that. But you think about it, people got to learn to don't be afraid to go sit and talk to somebody. Just don't sit there and talk. You'll feel a whole lot better. And a lot of
And
people
I had to
don't-
realize that because I was the same way. I was always the type of person that I didn't like to be asked a lot of questions. Like if you get to so I'm gonna give you an example. So say you ask me what I cook for dinner, and I tell you chicken, and you say, oh well, what else you put with it? You might get me to say spaghetti, but if you ask me one more question, now I'm mad and I'm irritated, and that's how I felt it was in counseling at first. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing it. So I kept running away from it because it was agitating me that my counselor kept asking me questions. It's like, okay, you ask a question, can we take a break? But I realized after I put myself behind myself, I kind of realized that the reason why she was asking me these questions because she was figuring out point A to point B, exactly how did I get to where I'm at. And a lot of time with me talking about it, telling her, I heard it better. And it was just something about me actually speaking it out. Like, dang, I really said that. I held it in, for so long. Mm-hmm. And it just made me feel good. And like you said, if people would just give it a try, like I think if we heal ourselves, but we'll be more powerful.
Let me just say something. I gotta throw a monkey wrench in the program. I just have to do it. Now we have to be careful. It's just like going to church and the music, gets us riled up and all that. But are we really helped? That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. If it wasn't for the church, I wouldn't be who I am today. But my thing is what we going to or asking for or going to seek help, is it really helping us? Is it really helping our condition? That's all I'm saying, because we go into a session, a counseling session, and we feel good and we feel, but is it really helping us because we feel good? I mean, it's a lot of things that make us feel good. Alcohol makes some of us feel good.
If you do the work, it'll help.
Right. But I understand.
Right, because you know what you're doing. But
if you do the work, it'll help.
You open up stuff that happened to you when you was young. And when you open that up, you feel better.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that made happen to you when I was young, I felt so much better when I opened it up and I told it.
Go ahead, caller.
You got to tell it. You can't just keep it in.
2742, go ahead.
I think what it is, some people got to figure out what their purpose is in life. Some people don't have no purpose in life. They just get up every day and do the same thing. They think in everything they do. You have to have a purpose in life. Like you said before, you can go to therapy, you can go to church, but what are you going to do after that? So before you go, you got to have something going on. That place supposed to make you feel better mentally, but physically, what are you going to do? And that's the problem that stands within our people. It's the purpose. What purpose do I have here? I'm not just here to talk shit all day, be disrespectful. I'm here for a purpose to love myself first, and then to be motivated to do other things in this life while I'm here. That goes for older and younger. And
right.
So that still requires work. You got to put in the effort and the work to find
exactly what I just said. Meaning that, okay, you go to church, you go to therapy. That's cool for your mental. What about your physical? Like you said, you feeling good mentally, but what are you doing? That's like, okay, I'm going to go to church.
Right.
I'm going to go to therapy, and I'm not going to do nothing else the rest of the day. But sit around and lay around and do nothing.
You got to get out.
Then when it's time to go back to church and therapy, I want that same feeling. That ain't going to work.
Get out and walk.
Not in this life.
Get out and walk.
You can read, you can walk, you can listen to music. You can do a lot of things.
I like to sing, so that helps me. I love
whatever does to occupy your time.
Yeah, that helps me. Yeah.
So
that helps me. Singing, believe me, I have my music. I love music. And music helps me. It do.
Well,
I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for me.
Let me just say something.
But music, I love my church music, and I love R&B.
Right. Let me say something.
It helps me.
I just want to say something. The panel, to all my panel, all the ladies. Matter of fact, these are all ladies now. I mean, one sounds like a male voice, but she's hoarse, so it's all ladies. I want to let y'all know
Yeah,
out
my
there.
voice.
Right.
My voice,
So
my
let y'all
voice
know.
is
Okay.
hoarse.
I appreciate you. I had to tell them, listen, everything don't work for everybody. You know, counseling may not work for a certain, just like AA meetings and NA and AA meetings. You have some people have quit cold turkey. You have some people go to meetings on a regular. It helped them. It helps them. So you have to find out, like the dear sister said, what is your purpose here? Find out your purpose, and you can build from that. You can build from that, because I believe in professional help. I don't have a problem, get that. I believe in going to church, get your spiritual soul fed, or whatever type of religious institution that you go to, that's on you. They'll help you. And like I tell people, what works for you may not work for me. You know, I'm just not knocking counseling. We should have counseling. It helps, because young people, you got some grown people right now today, something tragic happened to them when they was little, and they have carried that tragic over into their adulthood, and never been addressed properly when they was a child. And it's real, and it bothers them. And they don't, it's like you in a cage.
Don't worry about that.
You can't let nobody come in and you ain't coming out. It's like a guard round. You don't know who to trust. You don't know what to say. You know, you got people that I got like 3 storages. I've seen people pull up at the storage locker area, living out their car. They go inside the storage, they get out some clothes and put it in the trunk of their car. I said, look, that person got a nice car, but they living out their automobile. You don't know what people are going through. I'm telling you. And I do my business out of a storage locker. And I see people coming in there, putting clothes in there, taking it out. They living out their storage. They're not going to tell you, yet they drive a nice car. You'll never catch them stinking, smelling, or none of that. But they homeless. They are homeless. You'll never know. And listen, and I tell anybody, if you from Chicago and you born and raised in Chicago and you have relatives here and you can't go to none of your relatives' houses, that's a problem. You might be a terrible person if none of your relatives don't want you. And I understand that they ain't gonna take care of you, but all of us have probably experienced some downtowns, a dark place in our lives where we need a place to stay for a month or 2, you know, hey, but some folks, their relatives will not help them at all because they have crossed them, they have wronged them, and you have to be careful, people, when you get on your feet. Now, a lot of us be humble when we down and out, but when we get on our feet, we get a little money or something, we get a little PPE loan or whatever loan or whatever, we don't know nobody. We forget about the people that helped us when we didn't have nothing. We treating everybody to trips and vacations, but the ones that helped us when we was down and out. Where was these so-called friends when you didn't have nowhere to go? Where was these so-called friends when you didn't have no groceries? Where was these so-called friends that when you was in your dark moment, you needed somebody to talk to, you needed somebody to vent to? Where were they at? Now, all of a sudden, you being blessed right now, you going to get strangers and party with taking them out, you ain't been knowing them 2 days. You passing out money and doing all these things. But the people that help you get there, that supported you, you don't do nothing for them. Ain't that a sad situation? That would make me upset. That's a sad situation. I just had to say that. Y'all can comment on that.
Run. They always need you again.
Yeah.
People always need you again.
They gotta let that pride down.
Mm-hmm.
The same people you see going up are the same people be right there when you come back down to reality. And sometimes that come down is a sad thing to see. And you don't want to see no one on their down when they love the life happen. It can happen to anybody. You know, we're not exempt from anything in this life. And so it's like you got to be careful how you treat people. And like you said before, Martin, people record people at I just can't stand that. Like, why record people feeding them? If you're going to give behind closed doors in secrecy. Let us know it's from the heart. A humble heart, that is.
Because I'm going to tell you,
that's the times we living in, you know, a clap moment.
I remember one time my gas was off and I had to go to see the lights all messed up. It was embarrassing for me to go. I mean, I needed the help. Don't get me wrong, but what if somebody was standing in front there with a camera?
That big crap.
Yeah, that just it just it bothers me, you know. And I'm a cameraman. Y'all know I love the video, but some things I'm learning, people, it's not for the cameras. It's just not for the cameras. It's not for views and likes and all that. Because you know, and my thing is too. Listen, don't go do nothing for Martin Johnson, then go brag on social media. I gave Martin $100 as Cash App. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And that's why I have the mentality.
That's
Seriously,
crazy.
but don't do that though. Don't do me like that, because most of the time, if you give me something, I'm not really asking for anything. So don't do that. You don't do that. When you give me something, let God bless you. You don't have to tell the whole world, hey, you know, that jacket he be wearing, I give him that jacket. You know, just you know, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I'm not saying nobody doing that now, but I'm just saying don't do it. Certain things you just do, you got to do it from the heart. That's all I'm saying, people. When you feed a family that's homeless and don't have no groceries, you don't have to go back on the job and say, girl, she going out with all them niggas and she having sex with them and her baby's hungry. I had to go over there and feed them. You know what I'm saying? Leah, don't do that. Y'all excuse me for saying the N word, but don't do that. Let's start loving on one another. I'm telling you. Let's start loving.
Hey, Martin, I want to comment
Go ahead.
To something that you said
Go ahead.
little bit earlier before I lose it.
Go ahead.
Because I almost lost what I was going to say. But I was going to say, because you had mentioned that, you know, if you born and raised in Chicago and you don't have any family to go to, you may have done something. But I could be honest, some families like really beefing. Like family ain't family like it used to be no more. And some families are really, you know, at war with each other. And it don't matter what your circumstance is, they ain't letting you come. And I don't know for what reason that is, but I know that for a fact. You know, you ain't always just got to do something. You could just very well be the black sheep of the family. And you know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's very, very sad. And you also had mentioned, you know, as far as like going to church or counseling or whatever it may be, you're absolutely right. And it's a lot of people that are holding on to different things that have happened to them in their life, and they will not open up. But it will never get better if it don't start somewhere, and everything don't work for everybody. But I feel like we got to at least try for ourselves, whatever it may be. Just like going to the gym. Everybody ain't trying to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't trying to go to church. Now, I used to go to church all the time, but God had took me up out of the church because the church is in me. So I don't go to church, but you know what I do? I speak motivation to people. You know, I'm kind to people. I'm always trying to uplift someone, even when I'm not feeling good myself, because I realize that I have the word in me. I don't have to be behind the church, and the churches just ain't the same churches no more. Because if it's saying that the churches is not supposed to be of the word, yeah, I get that, you know, come as you are. But after you come for so long, something got to change in here. Because I know if you come into my house, regardless of what you are outside of my house, when you come into my house, you're going to know how to act when you in my house, because it's my house. So if the churches got back to that, then maybe a lot of people will go to church, but a lot of people don't believe in God no more. You know, some people used to. You see so many people that just do not anymore. And it's like, I feel like we need to believe in something. Even ourselves, we got to believe in something. Because if we not believing it, we can't just believe in it, and this Coach bag and these Nike shoes. And you know what I'm saying? Like, people pay more attention to a lot of this materialistic stuff out here. It's like, how you got on the first pair of J's you just stood in line 6 hours for, but you don't even have a place to stay, a car to drive, but you just worried about looking fresh. Like, that's not impressive.
Let me say something.
And if you could go and do that much work, then you can work on yourself. I mean, I don't understand.
Just sis, I want to interrupt you. I'm gonna stay on that point that you just said. Now, as black people, and I'm agreeing with my dear sister, a lot of us, we only feel good about ourselves when we have a new pair of mics, if our hair is done, the lashes, we have new outfit on, and we cover up a lot of trauma instead of dealing with the inner pain. So those are the way that we dress up our pain. It makes us feel good, makes us feel important because I got this $300 belt, or I have this $500 purse, or I have this $1,000 weave down my back. It makes us feel good. It's a false sense of feeling, if I may say. It makes us feel like we own something. Seriously, and I know what the sister's saying. You going, yeah, you know. So black people, we got that bad. You see athletes, they go out and buy $40,000 worth of gold chain. It makes them feel important, man. Chain, come on, what? You can't eat that. You can't eat that. And here you got a mama that's struggling. You living high, and you won't even help your mama out. I've known of dope dealers, big time dope dealers that make money and won't even help their own mom and father out. I'm telling you, they'll go over this woman's house, pay all her bills, buy a car. That's it, sister. Selfishness. That's what it is. It's selfishness. That's what it is. And a lot of successful black people.
It's all about themselves.
That's right. That's
about
it.
them.
That's it.
That's about nobody else.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I agree
but
with
I
you.
want to touch something. I want to touch something back on what that young lady said.
Go ahead.
Now, okay, you may not go to church, but the church is a hospital. It's to heal people that are hurting. Now, the House of Hope, we have some wonderful church over there. You can come the way you want to come. You can sit where you want to sit. It's a 10,000 seat place. And he said, come as you are. We are, the doors is open. Anybody want to come, just come. Because that's going to be a place where all these young people, we need them young people, old, middle-aged, whatever. We need them just to come. Just come. Because it is a word. It's a word there for everybody. It's a word there. But the church is a hospital. Because I wasn't even there Sunday for the praise and worship. But I made it there to hear the word. See, it's not so much about the praise and worship, but it's so much about the word too. Because that's what you want to get inside of you. Because when Mary Meek's going all over that Bible, you say go to this scripture, go to that scripture, go to Acts, go to 1 Corinthians, go to Luke. Okay, that's teaching. That's teaching you. And then you write them down. Then when you go home, then you read them. And then when you read it, it's manifesting in you. And you'll get a whole lot of knowledge out of it. A whole lot of knowledge. That's why I say people need to read. You got to read. Because that's the only way you're going to learn what's going on in this world. And we are the Israelites. We are the Israelites. Yes, we are.
Well, let me ask you guys.
I agree with the.
Okay, let me just say something.
I agree.
Okay, let me just say something. I think this is a great question. Ariel, she answers it. Is it selfish to not want to help someone who did you wrong, including your parents? That's a good question. That is a real good question. I'm gonna read it again.
Nope. Depends if they did you wrong or if they hurt you. It's a difference between being betrayed and being hurt. Because hurt and being mad is two different things. Did they do something to hurt you? Where it just messed up, or it was just something they did when you was a kid? Okay, you got over it. That's what I'm saying. It's just between lifelong hurt and just okay. They didn't get over it. Okay, whatever.
They didn't get over it. They didn't get over it. That's why they didn't do nothing for their mom. They have not forgave their mother. So you got to forgive your mother and you got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself and forgive that person. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you can always hold that inside. You are. But you got to forgive yourself and forgive that person. Got to. Because you ain't going to heal. You're going to always hold that as a grudge. I know somebody right now, they say, oh, I can say I'm sorry, but that don't mean they really forgave me. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what's going on.
The person can forgive someone and not want them around them, though, because I think I've known people I can forgive, I just don't want you around me. Not my family, not my mom or dad, but just someone I'm like, I forgive you, but I don't want you around me and I won't be around you. Some people you could forgive them, but from to be in your presence, it's a no-go.
No, they can be in your presence, but they still haven't forgave you. They still holding that. And that's what's going on with a lot of young people, because a lot of young people, they have seen their parents do stuff. And if you have disrespect your kid in front of your man, or you know, an outsider, they gonna hold that in to the day they die. They ain't gonna forget it. They ain't gonna forget it. You disrespect them in front of a strange man that they brought at that house. And if that man ain't their father, and you never said you were sorry to them, they ain't gonna never forget it. They ain't gonna never forget it. See, we got to be careful.
I mean, if they
because
father
my
a
kids can
crappy
hold up.
father, why have him around too though? Like if the man, okay, let's say if you have some women who have here good men, and it wasn't the child father, and the child didn't like the person unless the person was doing something for him, but soon the person, you know, put some discipline down where you ain't my dad. And that's the issue too that goes on with a lot of households too. You have some kids feel like they can accept the step parents' money and this, that, and the other, but when it comes to discipline, you ain't my dad. So that's the issue too that goes on in a lot of households, and it makes a lot of men say, that's why I don't want to deal with kids, because this kid want me to provide like the father, but when it comes to discipline and listen or her listen to what I have to say, you ain't my dad. Oh, you right, I'm not your father, so I'm not going to help take care of you either. So those are issues that goes on in some households too.
Right, it can go both ways.
You mad at your mom because she's trying to show you something. Yeah. Or your dad either, but you have stepmothers that help raise kids too.
Right. And it be both ways, because, like I said, it could be a man in the house and say that child is very respectable now, but that the outsider come in and disrupted the whole family.
To me,
and causing chaos.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's hard for me to help somebody that wronged me. It's hard, but I do it though. It's hard. It is a real challenge within myself, to be real honest with you. You know, it's just like I said earlier. When here is it, I let somebody sleep on my couch for a whole 5-6 months, whatever. Now you get on your feet, you smiling, grinning, got everything going on, and you celebrating with everybody that didn't want you to be bothered with you, but me. You didn't say, hey, dog, let's go out to lunch. Here go a couple of $100. You know, that hurts. Just like when a lot of people was getting that PPP money and all that. Yeah. And they didn't share with their people. They didn't share. They were doing everything they wanted, buying booties, purses, hair lashes, doing everything. But the people that helped them, when they was in a dark place, they forgot about them. They forgot about them. That's all I'm saying, people. Taking trips and doing all that. But what about the person that you slept on their couch? What about the person that paid your light bill and your gas bill? You still have not paid them. Come on, somebody talk to me now.
So here's the thing, you know, Martin.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I've realized, and I'm only 43 years young, okay? But I'm very wise. And about that forgiveness part, you want to know what I realized? Because I was the same way. It was hard for me to even try to do anything, because once you made me mad or crossed me, that was it. And a lot of things started taking place in my life, and I had to realize that regardless of what they don't do that I think they should do, I got to let that hurt go, because once I let that hurt go, different doors open up. See, here's the thing. A lot of our blessings don't come from people, and we got to stop letting people disappoint us, because they're not really where the blessing is coming from. People can do us, well, they can't do us how they want to do us, because we don't have to allow it. But when people do things like that, they will reap what they sow. And you may not very well see it at that moment, but it comes.
That's the truth. Yeah,
and you're going to get blessed, and you've probably been getting blessed and going to continue getting blessed. You know why? Because your heart was in the right place when you did what you did. Now, when they did what they did, it wasn't. They are going to reap that. So don't you hold on to that anger. And you know what? If they need $5, go ahead and give it to them. Because trust me, that $5 is going to tenfold for you in multiple ways, not just one. So that's something that I've learned, because I had this real bad anger, and I was teaching it to my kids. I'm not going to lie. And I actually saw something in my kid, and I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. That's not right. But for me, it was more so of growing, and I had to really, pray and things like that. So when the young lady earlier was saying about I'm not sure if it was a young lady or not, but fasting. That is important.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do have to
Yeah,
take that
it
time
is.
out because even those things will guide us to our purpose. If we're really sincere and we really want to know what our purpose is, and we go back to putting in the work, that's putting in the work because you're putting in the work to fast because fasting is not easy. So it's still a step. And see, here's the thing. God said if you take one step, he'll do the rest. But some of us just don't want to take that one step. And I believe a lot of us don't want to take that one step because we're scared. We're scared of the outcome, and it could be something good. But we're so afraid because there's so much fear put in us. But if we just take that step, I can promise anybody, if they just take that step, it'll make your life better. Let me tell you something. I am a single mother of 5. My kid's father was murdered when I was 8 months pregnant with my youngest son. And I had 2 of his other kids and another child that wasn't even his. That first child was one of them. My mama told me that I shouldn't be out here having, and I was being grown and wanted to do it. And I got pregnant. I didn't know it was that quick. The next guy, I thought I was going to be with him. So, we done had 2. I'm getting ready to be pregnant with my 3rd. And he was in the street and he was murdered. That was traumatic for me. I put my son in distress in my belly because I was so stressed out because we argued and I asked him to leave. And when he left, he never came back. So I felt like it was my fault. So I've been through some things, but if I can't tell nobody nothing else, if you really want to find your purpose, if you really, see, here's the thing. Everybody could want what everybody wants for everybody else. You got to want for what you want for yourself. You have to want to be able to get over that trauma. You have to want to be able to push forward. You have to want to not be angry. I'm telling you, I was so angry, I hated myself angry. I got a chance to actually see myself angry, and I couldn't stand me. And I knew that I had to do something about me because if I couldn't stand me, I know other people couldn't stand me. But at the time, I didn't care.
Well,
but I had to do that work, and I had to make up in my mind that that's what I wanted to do. And you said the church is like a hospital. I definitely understand that. And so we know that there are sick people in a hospital. But here's the thing for me about the church. The church, think about this. You go to a doctor's office and you walk in there because you're going to get your tooth pulled and he cut your heart. He do the wrong procedure on you. You finna go back to that doctor? I don't think so. And that's how it is with the church now. There's a lot of people that have experienced church hurt. Not all. But what I'm saying, we all can't pile up in one church, and I don't believe that there's just one church out here that's just for all of us. It's multiple,
go over there to the household. It seats 10,000 seats, honey. It's a seat for everybody. You can sit way up there. You don't want to sit by nobody. But you want to sit. I'm going to keep it real now, brother. Next guy, go over there. Go Sunday. We got a service that started for an hour and a half for Christmas. Go over there. We're going to have some good.
But this might be some good information to share because we do need to get in the church. But this is what I'm just going back to what you're saying about that. It's really a lot of people that have had a lot of church hurt. And so that's why you don't see a lot of people running to the church or they don't even want to go, you know what I'm saying, to the church.
Can I say this? I want to say this. Like I said before, you have to forgive yourself. You got to forgive. Whoever hurt you, you got to forgive them, and then you got to forgive yourself. Absolutely. You got to. And then you move on. You shut that door, and you move on. Because God always got another door open, honey. He always got another door open. When he closed one door, God got another one open, and another one, and another one. I got put off of church. They gave me some papers, but guess what God said? Go over there to Brother Meeks. He's going to accept you. And guess what? He ain't going to put you out.
Well, let me just say this.
He told
Yes,
me,
Madam
he said,
Let me just say
he
this.
said, I got your letter.
Let me say this.
I said, thank you. But then you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive. Gotta forgive.
Dear sister,
They let people
listen.
That one person hurts you.
I don't want to say, I don't want to get being angry and hatred mixed up. There's a difference. Even the scripture said, be angry and sin not. So anger is not a bad thing. Even hate in some things, in some instance, we should hate some things that bring us down. So we've been taught as Black people that hate is a bad word. Hate is not a bad word. It's some things that we should hate. You should hate the fact that a man put his hands on you. You should hate the fact that some people are oppressing you. You should hate the fact that you're not getting equal treatment as the next man of a different race. Listen, hate ain't bad all the time, people. So that word hate, when we hear that word hate, we Black people, we just start shivering. I don't hate nobody, I don't hate nobody, I don't hate nobody. I hate the way these people treat me. I hate where that man treat me. I hate where the teacher treat me. I hate where my parents treat me. They won't give me a chance. They'll give my other brothers something, and I'm mad at my parents. You know, some things we can hate, and it's not wrong with hating something. We supposed to hate what God hates. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm not perfect, but I had to say that we supposed to love what God loves and hate what God hates. And God hates sin, period. He hates it. He hates it. No matter how good it feels to us, how good it looks or appealing, he hates it. So these people have got us so docile and all that. Listen, we have been taught in some of these religious institutions, and I'm not singing on them, that we'll get ours in the sweet by and by. Now, God put us down here to be fruitful and multiply and enjoy the fruits of the land. He put us down there. He didn't put one race of people to control everything and give it to you as they think that you should have it. And no, he didn't do that. He didn't say it that way.
He didn't.
You know, but you got people out here.
Because I went to a gator.
Go ahead. But you got people out here playing God.
Downtown.
Hold on, sister.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Hold on, sister.
Okay.
You got people out here playing God. They telling you what they want you to have, telling you to go sit down and all. And y'all know what I'm talking about, the white folks, the white supremacists. They playing God. They tell us what we should be mad at. They tell us what we should like, what we should agree with, and all that. Well, what about our feelings? You know, a lot of us don't speak out because we're working for them. We quiet because we know we got a mortgage, we got a family, a wife and kids we got to take care of, so we be silent. We don't say anything. But God always have a voice.
But a closed mouth gonna get fed.
Yeah, God always have a man that's going to stand. Hold on, sister. God got a man that's going to stand up and cry loud and spare not, even if it costs him his life. He's going to deliver a message that God gives him. I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell any pastor, any preacher, you do not love your people if you don't tell them the truth. Simple as that. That sister brought it out, and that's true. And you don't love a person if you don't tell them the truth. You got love is when you tell somebody the truth. You don't want no friend that agree with your wrongdoing all the time. You don't want that. That's not a friend. A friend say, listen, Martin, I love you. You know I follow you. I support you, but you dead wrong on this one. You got to have people like that around you in your circle. You just can't have no yes man and yes woman because they're afraid of you being mad at them, or they can't be in your circle because you disagree and you tell them what they're doing wrong. You got to tell, if you love somebody and they truly your friend, you'll tell them when they're wrong. You're wrong. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right about that, man.
That's my story. I'm just because we got too much.
To love each other.
Yeah, that's love. That's real love.
You could drop the mic on that, though.
But that seriously, sister. You know, listen. A lot of us got gay family members, and we love them. But you know what?
I do.
Listen.
Yeah.
We do not agree with their lifestyle. Now, don't tell me you don't love me because I'm not supporting you in your lifestyle. No, I love you, but I'm not supporting the lifestyle that you in. That's just like me supporting a drug dealer.
Right.
You out here poisoning people. You know, I can't support you. Now, I love you as a brother or as a sister, but I'm not supporting you at all. And we got to be careful, people, what we support. We have to make a stand. We can stand against something and still love the person. You know, we got family members that's in same-sex relationships, and we love them. We love both of them. But guess what? Y'all dead wrong in two left shoes. But we love you. We love you. We invite you over for dinner. We love you. But you're wrong, and we're not going to support that lifestyle that you guys are in, period. And, you know, just like a parent wants to see their children with the best mate as possible. Some of our parents don't like who we're dating. Some of our parents don't like who we're married to. Some of our parents don't like who we going out with. They don't like certain things that we do. But guess what? Our parents still love us. They love us. They love us unconditionally.
That's right.
Somebody said,
that's right.
Somebody said a baby first love is their mother. I can agree with that. It's something about that mother.
It is.
It's something about mom. I'll tell you. Now you could, when we was little, you could say my mama, that's fight words. When you say somebody mama, that's fighting words. You might can say daddy and get away, but when you say mama, we ready to fight. We ready to tie up something. You said my mama. I'm upset. But listen, y'all, I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. I'm getting ready to close out. I appreciate you guys. You know, this is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. So I'm going to give you guys a good 2 minutes to say whatever you want to say. If you forgot to say something, you can mention it. Then we're going to close out. I appreciate my panel. I think one person have left us already, but I'm going to start with 6696. You go first. Give you your good 2 minutes, and you tell us what you want, and we're going to close out. Go ahead.
I just want to say I love everybody on here, and I just want to invite y'all to come over to the House of Hope Sunday Christmas morning, and just come over there for an hour and a half before you start eating and cooking them chitlins and all that stuff. So that's all I got to say. I just want y'all to come and just know the meaning of Christmas. The meaning of Christmas is about giving to somebody. They did a like a play over there for Bible class. And this man was around the church, and everybody come out to church, and the man kept asking somebody to give him something. Nobody didn't give him nothing. But when the pastor came out, and his daughter, and she said, "Daddy, why did you give him that?" She said, he told her, "This is the meaning of Christmas. It's to give to somebody." See, people don't. That's why we got to train our kids on how the meaning. What's the really meaning of Christmas? It's not about them Jordans, like that lady said. That name brand person, like you said, that jewelry, gold, and all that. It ain't about that. It ain't about all this serious stuff. Because sometimes we got to know how to save our money. Stop spending so much. Got to learn how to save. And the littlest thing, you know what I did, y'all? I went and got those red plants, and I passed them and gave them to neighbors. I had to give people. That was my gift, a plant. $2.67 plant from Walmart.
All right, y'all making too much noise in the background.
What I want to do.
Okay.
But you know what? God bless y'all. And y'all have a wonderful Christmas.
You too as well. Okay, thank you. Okay, 224, go ahead. Your last word, 2 minutes.
Well, I ain't really had nothing else to say.
Okay.
This has been a good conversation, and so thank you for having me and allowing me to join in. I appreciate everything you do, if don't nobody tell you, because you definitely do a lot in the community, and I do know that. And just Merry Christmas to everybody, and like she just said, you know, just do something. A smile. You know, a lot of people don't like to smile anymore these days. Smiling at somebody could just make somebody day. So find somebody that is not related to you, somebody that you don't know, and, you know, do something nice, or just be nice, or a nice gesture to them. And it's in this season, because this season is about that, but let's just carry it over into 2023 and just bring back the love. And I think that'll bring us closer together as a whole.
I think so too. I agree with you, Sister Onette. I agree with you. Thank you so much. I want to thank you I want to thank my panel for coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in. And we may not all agree. We may not all see the things alike, but one thing we can do as adults, we can come together and respect each other's opinions and views and things like that. Like we said earlier, what church may not work for you, counseling may not work for you, what worked for me may not work for you. You know, it's your choice. Get your purpose in life. If you're feeling depressed right now, I always say call on the 24-hour line, prayer line, Jesus, you know. And if you want to go get some help, professional help,
Amen.
that's okay. You could do that too as well. I'm for that too. You know, I'm for that because everybody don't believe in prayer. And I understand that. You know, I understand that. And I'm going to just say this, people, I love people. And I love you so much that I'm willing to tell you the truth when you're wrong. You got to tell me when I'm wrong too, because I just can't put out judgment and don't be able to receive it back now. Because it's a double-edged sword, the truth. See, one thing about the truth, you don't have to rehearse it. The truth goes out. And when it goes out, it know who it's looking for. You know if it's talking to you or not. I don't have to call your name. You know when we speak on truth, certain things like, oh, that's me. They got me. That's me in that area. I got to do better. So if you out there giving people stuff, you ain't got to go on the camera and show the world what you're doing. Give him privacy. Give him secret. And God, I guarantee you, God will bless you openly. They'll see that glow on you. It's something about a glow. You know, when I give people stuff, I don't have to tell the whole world I did this and done that. It's not the world business. Because listen, the scripture said it's more blessed to give than to receive. Now, I've always, for a long time, been on a receiving end. I thought I was getting over. I said, oh, I got this for free. They gave me this. But guess what? The one that was given, he or she was able to give you because they was in a position to give. So that's the one that's blessed at all. You're the one in need, someone to give to. So I appreciate you guys for all your comments. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Those that celebrate Christmas, those that celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa to you. Appreciate you. This is live, uncut, unedited. Uncut. And this is where we tell the truth. And what?
And shame the devil.
And the church said what? Amen. Thank y'all so much. Good night. Good night. Good night.